The following is a delayed podcast studio production. All right, welcome back to the Gilmore Geeks. My name is Aaron.
My name is Vicki.
And Silvana.
And it's been a bit, but we're back on our schedule as we head into the summer months. Our episode today is episode 7 from season 1, Kiss and Tell, which is a very important episode.
Oh yeah.
In the as the kids would say, the lore of the show, but as we used to say, the mythology of the show, is how we would call it. But the lore is much shorter and easier to say, apparently. Yeah. But the mythology was what you would talk about, like when you talk about the mythology of the X-Files and all that stuff. That was what you were. Mythology of Star Trek. Well, more of like the canon sometimes is what it would end up being.
Oh, there you go.
The canon of Star Trek or the canon of whatever. So the canon, this becomes the turning point in the canon of the Gilmore Girls story. So our opening question, however, is centered around the food with which they consume during the movie night of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, and it's pizza. And the answer that they give him when he says what kind is everything, because why wouldn't you, apparently? And so our question swings around that conversation. What is, I would say maybe like, if you have like your top 3 kind of pizzas, or if there's only one that you'll ever eat, that's kind of the question we're looking for, like top 3 or...
Appreciate that.
So yeah, pizza toppings are favorite kinds of pizzas or favorite toppings, whatever.
Top 3 is what you said.
Top 3 or top 1 if you don't have 3, it's fine. I will go first, so I'll give you 2 time to think. I am a big fan of pizza. I have come to the point now in this day and age to like thin crust only. Mm-hmm. I don't like thicker crust. I don't like deep dish. I am a thin crust person. And that's been a change over the last couple of years, I think. For me. So thin crust is important. I love meat lovers, so Canadian bacon, sausage, everything on there. Just all the meat is fantastic. It brings me joy, like bacon, the whole 9 yards. Like meat, pile on the meats. My other favorite, and this is the one thing that always is a national discussion around the pizza conversation.
I know it's coming.
Is Hawaiian pizza. So pineapple and ham. And so pineapple ham, and that's also one of my favorites. And then another is a personal favorite that I've only found it at Ben's Brick Oven Pizza in Hudson, Colorado, is the taco pizza, which has Doritos sprinkled on the top of it at the end.
And there's like lettuce and like taco meat too.
And they give you salsa to put on there and everything. So I have an appreciation for those. I guess here's the follow-up question, which I will answer now to help give you time to think, is what are the pizzas that you were just like, you won't touch, you won't go near. If it's being served, you're like, I'm sorry, I'm not going to eat that. Hilariously enough, anything like with white sauce, I'm not.
Interesting.
I'm not. I'm like margarita pizza. Like I know you like your margarita pizza. Vicky does, and I'm just like, that's not my jam. I think I'm just like a red meat. Like I just like that kind of stuff. Now, mind you, I think Hawaiian pizza has white sauce. Now that I'm saying that,
I wonder.
But
if the other toppings
I think Hawaiian pizza is red meat sauce. It's the cheese and everything on there. So anyway, so I don't like pretentious pizza. I'm like, okay, give me.
What do you mean pretentious pizza? How is a pizza pretentious?
Well, if it's like, oh, we've got arugula on our pizza, or
so like the green pizza I like from Kukura, that's a pretentious pizza.
Sure.
Silvana has pistachios on it.
Yeah,
it's delicious. It is pretentious pizza. I'll take the pretentious pizza.
I'm sure the Italians are probably preparing a lawsuit right now.
We don't have to tell them, and there won't be a lawsuit.
Oh, they'll find out. There's a pizza conglomerate that monitors the state of pizza.
Mafia. I knew it.
No, actually, I wasn't going to say mafia. That's all, because mafia indicates violence. My suggestion is this conglomerate.
You don't think the Italians could be violent over their pizza?
No, I think they're very legal and they use the courts to their advantage, and they'll probably
even if the pizza's pretentious.
They'll petition to the UN for a ruling or some kind of things. Who knows? So there's my feelings on pizza, both positive and negative. Who wants to go next with their feelings about pizza?
I'll talk about my feelings with pizza next. Okay. So my guilty pleasure favorite is pepperoni. Like I just love that classic. Give me pepperoni, give me cheese. But maybe as I've gotten older, or as I'm just trying to be more healthy, I've grown to enjoy having some veggies on my pizza. So like Supreme, or there's this one for Safeway. I'm going to sound crazy when I talk about this pizza. There is a frozen pizza at Safeway that you can get that it's cauliflower crust. There's broccoli on top, and it is actually good. And I'm not a broccoli fan. So I enjoy.
It does sound good though.
Yeah, I like that pizza. And like the pretentious pizza that we talked about from Kukra Brewing. That's locally. That has like a lot of like greens. That's really good. But I would say my third favorite is also from Brand's Brick Oven, and it's this baked potato pizza that has like little potato pieces and cheese and bacon bits, and it's so good. So those are my favorites. One that I don't like, keep me away from anchovy pizza, and I don't love olives.
Oh, seriously.
Yeah, but I mean, I'll still
either.
eat it. Yeah, I don't know why. I love olive oil, but I mean, I won't. I mean, I'll pick them off. I'll still eat it if I can pick them off. It's when I accidentally eat one that I'm like, oh, I missed one. Dang it. So those are my pizza opinions, and I like thin crust as well.
All right, and Silvana, you are now you're the next and the last to offer up your pizza feelings.
So I mean, my joke is that I'm everybody's favorite garbage disposal. So I'll just eat. I don't care. I'll just eat it. But like, so I don't have like 3 favorites. I have like one that's a favorite, and it's the Hawaiian pizza. But I like to add jalapenos.
Ooh.
So you have like sweet, savory, and spicy.
Okay. That's interesting.
But yeah, that's my favorite. Other than that, like pizza's pizza. I will eat it if you put it in front of me. You don't even have to put it in front of me. You could just like have me smell it, and I will find it. But,
a bloodhound for pizza.
Truly,
aren't you Italian?
That's what my giant Italian nose is for. Of course.
Oh, you're not going to tell the
Evolution.
Italians about my pretentious pizza taste, are you, Silvana? Can you keep my secret?
I'll keep you secret. Honestly,
Thank
the
you.
Italians probably would love the pretentious pizza.
Yay!
I think my least favorite is, like you said, anchovies or like olives. I'm not a huge fan of like the peppers. I think the little kid in me is like, veggies, no. It doesn't want them on my pizza.
Well, and
so
for me, like olives belong on like a Subway sandwich. Like I'll eat it on a sandwich, but it does seem
not
a
a
little
pizza.
bit. Well, and the thing about the taste of the olive is a very blunt kind of flavor.
I feel like you either love it or you hate it.
Right. It doesn't taste like, ooh, this is an interesting flavor that I'm enjoying. It's like, oh, this is in the mix just for either appearance sake or for other reasons that no one's really wanting to admit to, that they put an olives on the pizza. Mind you, I've had olives on pizza before, but yeah, there's something about the flavor of the taste. You're just like, why is this here?
Not a fan.
Nobody
Not
asked
a
for
fan.
this.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we will launch right into the episode 107, Kiss and Tell. And so I don't watch the episodes until the day of, like literally an hour ago. I generally will wait to watch it. And I don't, unlike Vicki or even you, Silvana, I don't do any research. I don't go in with any kind of, I don't think about the episode before I sit down and watch it. I'm going in fresh, having not watched it for the last, 4 or 5 years. And so in some ways I'm back in like the re-watch, the re-experiencing all of it. And so a lot of my memories of Gilmore Girls is filtered through my 4 or 5 year ago experience, even before that when it was going on live. Is that I kind of go, oh, I forgot about this part of I forgot that this episode exists. Oh, I forgot this moment exists. And so to kind of to clear the air, as I continually do with Dean, I like him so far. And in this episode, he's okay.
There's a part at the end where I wanted to throw something at him.
Okay, we'll get to that.
You'll get to that where there was a moment where I'm like, I'm no longer on your team. I've officially crossed over, and I've joined Aaron in picketing against you.
Yeah, I think because he gets like the references that they drop, and like he's still like engaged, and he still has persona, and he still has agency. He's still an active participant in the story.
Yeah.
But obviously that comes to an end rather abruptly and soon. Okay, so the scene opens with a rather hilarious and somewhat awkward laundry discussion.
I was so glad to see Taylor.
Yeah.
I was like, yes, the Luke versus Taylor debates begin.
Yeah, we finally get him. The laundry discussion, like it seems like Rory is the one who does all the laundry, or they do laundry together? ? Question mark?
Growing
It
up,
seems
that's
like
what we
it's
did.
together so that they
Yeah.
all get it done. Like if they both have to do it, they might
Yeah.
as well do it
You
together.
save water that way. Honestly, growing up,
Yeah.
Mom would come to us and be like, "You all got any whites?
Yeah.
Let's do a load."
Yeah.
But now that I'm married, we do our separate laundry.
Yep. Yeah, we do. And I think so it's interesting, but it's also that continual how the show unfolds and kind of gives us the perspective on the two's relationship and says, okay, you know, we're not going to tell you everything about it in the first episode or two. We're in episode 7 and we're still learning about Rory and Lorelai's dynamic and how they work with each other and how they balance all the real life things that they have to do without really showing us, because they could have I mean, here's the thing. I think probably in modern television, like in 2026, they probably would have like written a scene with them doing the laundry and the hijinks that would have ensued with them, and we would have been like, oh, that's funny, ha ha ha, and then it would have been like the dumbest part of the show, because it was like, why was this even in here? What's brilliant here is they just have a passing kind of like 15 to 30 second conversation that gives us the image of what laundry is like in the Gilmore house.
It's that type A and the type B personality with doing laundry.
Yeah. So it's always fun. Where are the leaves in the day? Like, we don't even see leaves. Like, Patty's like,
Oh, that's so funny. Where are the leaves?
And they don't show us.
You never see them.
They leave us hanging. With
Like, are they like sitting on the grass pulling out the blades? That's I think of little kids. There's the most random stuff that they'll do.
I don't. These parents must just have money out the ears to pay Miss Patty to create these pageants with random junk.
Or she made her costumes.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know that she's getting paid for this. I think she's doing it for the love of the game.
That's true.
So a lot of why, pointing at myself, why we do it. You know.
Yeah. Okay, and then we get Taylor.
Yes.
Is this the first?
Yes.
Is this the first sighting of Taylor?
Yes, it's the first one.
Okay.
He's like, you need some autumn decor. Luke's like, no.
Well, and we don't even get a name until. Does he call him by his name at some point in the scene or no? Does he say Taylor?
I think maybe. I'm not sure though.
I don't think we get.
Luke says, Taylor, I'm tired of having this conversation
so he does
every
say
year.
that. He's got his little shakers ready.
But he doesn't give his. We don't get a last name until later in the episode, and the debate about how we say his last name continues to this day. The decorations discussion. Why is this like? Here's the thing: in the year of our Lord 2026, and either you or Vicki can answer this because you probably are more fashion minded and caring about decorations than
I
am.
decorate for autumn, and you know it.
And I am in Luke's camp. I'm
I know you are. I was giggling just
I'm
thinking. I was like,
why?
if you put Aaron in an elementary school, this would be the conversation happening.
I would refuse. I'd be like, I'm not decorating my classroom. You can't make me. You can't fire me for it because it's not standards based. So deal with it.
Welcome to teacher.
I won't even put up like a themed board, like thing we put in the hallways or your classroom where you like put like, oh, it's National Blank Month. It's fall into reading. I'm like,
see, I don't have to do that as a music teacher. I get a pass.
The wherewithal. And even when I was younger, I'd just be like, nope, don't enjoy it. So now that I've led you on through that question, either Silvana or Vicki. Why in the year of our Lord 2026 are we still having the debate? Because people are still debating this, like on the social medias, about decorations for seasons. Why can't we just let it go? Why can't we just let it fade?
I just think it's fun, and for like kids, they enjoy that kind of thing, and it brings joy, and like kids like
not
color,
to me.
but in schools, like in elementary school,
I think
where
it's the context. Like, kids love that.
You
like
should-
when I was a little kid, I freaking loved that. I loved the decorations. I loved putting them up. Now, as an adult, my regular home decor is fairly spooky, so I don't feel the need to decorate. Also, it just feels like overconsumption at a certain part. Like,
you can really.
In 2026, like, I have enough like useless plastic things around my house. I don't really want to buy more because in the end they just end up in the landfill anyway.
Right.
People either keep them for 20 years or they just go straight to the trash and they buy new ones every year. So like I don't really decorate for holidays, but it's more out of like I don't want to spend the money on the decor and I don't want to store it, and I just like I don't know. I don't really like Christmas. I prefer Halloween, but even Halloween, I don't decorate. My usual spooky is just elevated, I guess.
I decorate, but I would consider myself a minimalist because it gets expensive, and because I find it to be really stressful if I'm decorating a lot. Even like in school, again, perks of working in elementary school, I was gifted a tree. It's I did not pay for the tree. And I have been gifted lots of ornaments. So again, didn't pay for any of it, but I can usually find a gaggle of teachers' kids around the building. I go up to and go, "You want to help me decorate?" And they're always like, "Yeah!" They come in and they decorate my tree for me. No stress.
I hate having to take it all down too. Like,
yeah,
ugh.
that's the sad part.
Yeah, so I am, yeah, and even like Halloween is my least favorite decoration holiday. Here's the other thing. So we live in rural Colorado, so we're at least an hour and a half away from like a nearby Hobby Lobby, if anything like that.
Walmart.
Yeah, and so in Walmart, decorations are always
hit or miss,
and it's always like there's not really a lot. It's just it's commercialized. I mean, Hobby Lobby's commercialized too, but at least with Hobby Lobby, like it's year round. Like you can go into a Hobby Lobby tomorrow, and you can find something for a season that will fit and whatever. But I also think, Silvana, to your point, it's, when you get to a point in your life where you're like, I need to be able to buy groceries and pay rent and pay bills and put a little away for savings. I can't be spending $50 or $100 on decorations for the season to make
pumpkins.
Right. Like,
yeah, like what can you buy that'll last a while? Or what can you buy? Like I find myself with pumpkins, for example, getting like plain ones and not carving them so that they'll work for the fall season.
Decor.
Yes.
And then when it's done, you just leave the seeds out and you can either have your own little garden next year or let the squirrels eat it.
Which is what happened. There's some very aggressive, opportunistic squirrels who are ready to eat my pumpkins.
What you got to do is put your pumpkins out with like peanut butter in the shape you want carved and just let them eat it.
There you go. That's a smart idea.
The neighbors are going to be like, what is she doing? I'm going to be, Mrs. DeLay.
You have a one of a kind. One of a kind.
In small town because I'm like,
pizza or squirrel carved pumpkin.
I can see myself in the hallways now. Mrs. DeLay, we were walking by your house and we saw you had peanut butter on your pumpkins.
Yep.
My family and I were talking about it at dinner. Why do you have peanut butter on your pumpkins?
Need to explain the story. All right. The decoration discussion continues with Luke and Taylor as it fades out into the intro. So the conversation continued, and it continues throughout the show, through this episode, which is kind of fun. So we get the intro, blah, 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 and we're off the bus and right into, is it Deuces or Doses?
Doses, I think.
Doses? I don't know. Whatever. I'm probably going to interchange it throughout this.
Doses sounds better.
Well,
Silvana, do you know?
It's spelled Deuces.
Hello? Silvana?
Sorry.
I think I just want to make sure we didn't lose you.
No, I muted myself because I am also eating yogurt at the same time, and I didn't think you wanted that sounds in the podcast.
The wrong kind of ASMR.
Yeah, I think it's Doses because Deuces sounds like poop.
Yeah. But they didn't spell, like, this is a debate. So again, I reference the more consequential Gilmore Girls podcast, the Gilmore Guys. They had that debate for quite some time on their show about how it's spelled Deuces, but it's Doses. Like, it's wild. It's the Amy Sherman Palladino and her husband Dan Palladino, and I'm sure they wrote these in there to make everyone mad and crazy, all these years later. So the fall decorations continue into the market, and Dean and Taylor are talking about, what is it cranberry stuff that they're stacking there? I didn't look.
Know.
I didn't
She's
look.
trying to, like, he's telling her about the cornstarch.
No. This is when she walks into the market. Dean and Taylor.
They're looking at cans of something.
Trying to
figure out
something.
I wasn't paying
Mayflower.
attention to what the cans were made of. I was looking at the shape.
They were like,
and going, that doesn't really look like a ship. I see
and
what
they're like,
Taylor's
we should go with the Plymouth Rock. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, Taylor, you are. I love it because it just tells us how concerned Taylor is with the image of the season, and we have to have it.
Oh no, this is taking it too far.
Yeah.
Like, back away, you're stressing everybody out.
Yeah, we're kind of and poor Dean is just like, well, I don't know.
Just put a sign on it.
Dean is just a 16-year-old dude who does not care.
He does not care. He's not.
I've never thought about this.
He's not
Doesn't
interested.
matter.
He's not interested. So she runs into Dean, and she says, "Nice apron." He says, "Nice uniform." And this is flirting in Gilmore Girls. That's how that works, apparently. And then we get the ever constant battle of pop versus soda. And
Soda is the correct answer.
I guess
or Coke.
What do we think? I guess we could do a quick poll. Vicki, you said it's
soda.
Okay.
Or maybe Coke if you're in the South.
Okay. And Silvana?
Soda.
Yay!
Yeah, I'll say soda as well. I used to say pop, but
Really?
I think soda. Yeah, because and so again for the
Did I make you stop?
No, I don't know why I changed, but so the language arts teacher and me, it's geographic. Obviously, we know this. Like depending on where you are geographically, it's either pop, soda, or Coke. Because in the South, Coca-Cola runs everything.
Yeah, it hubs in Atlanta.
Yeah, it's the world. But yeah, pop is definitely. But for me as a language arts teacher or as just a language person, soda, it's a soda can. So when I say, hey, I'm gonna have some soda, that's where my entomology comes into play because I'm like, oh, it's a soda can. I'm gonna get a soda.
Yeah.
Pop just doesn't sound right. It just sounds
like popcorn. Or,
yeah. Well,
I don't know.
Well, okay. Let's go etymology. It used to be obviously soda pop. And then we shortened it to either pop or soda. And again, more of the linguistics, and Silvana may remember this from our linguistics class. I don't actually know if Gorlich talked about this, but how we human beings are bent towards shortening. So whatever word we have and we want to shorten it, our brains will generally work towards shortening what we have to say and how we have to say it, which is a lot of reasons why in the year of our Lord 2026, you have lore versus mythology.
But not all cultures, like the Russians, they don't shorten their words. They're long and specific and hard to say.
That's
the
just,
Australians, though, breakfast is brekkie.
Right, yeah. So I don't remember if you remember that, Silvana, but we are bent towards shortening, which is why every generation comes up with a new word or new bunch of words that either last or don't last.
Yep.
Well, like fear of missing out, FOMO, isn't really around anymore. People don't talk about it. It's more they actually say out. They say out loud the fear of missing out. It's gone in reverse now.
Ads are funny.
Which is wild. For the win.
Remember when YOLO was a thing?
Oh yeah, YOLO.
Oh yeah, YOLO vanished. Yeah, it's and like skibbity bop toilet or skibbity toilet or whatever. Skibbity toilet isn't really a part of conversations anymore.
I am happy to not hear that anymore. It's a 6-7 thing.
Yeah. Well, even that's starting to kind of fade as well.
It came up with my kids yesterday at the I-76 Speedway.
No.
It was a 6-7 car, and I was like, "You only get away with this because we're not in school." They were excited. They were like cheering 6-7.
Again, it's the how linguistically we develop is we shorten it stuff. And again, sometimes like something that has stuck around is rad. So it's the shortening of radical, but rad has stuck around. Awesome is
like,
go ahead.
Dude.
Yeah, dude
hasn't gone anywhere.
Dude has
really?
stuck around.
I hear bruh more.
Well, okay, so here's I hate bruh. I hate it with a passion of a thousand suns.
But I feel like it's the same as dude. It's just
no, it's not.
No, dude is better than bruh.
Bruh. Because here's the thing, dude is dude. Hey dude. Bruh.
Okay, that's fair. The tone
is an absolute overused. It is like breathing. It is absolutely. It's also used in, and this is going to sound a little bit like psychological study, but it's also a rage bait kind of thing. It's like, bruh, why you gotta do it, bruh?
Yeah, that's
bruh. And it's like, you know what? You sound like a whiny little whatever you want to call it, toddler, maybe, I don't know, but bruh isn't it? Bruh is done. And I think the problem is because here's the thing, like when you say certain words, they sound pleasing to the ear. Bruh is that hard buh, and so I think. Generationally for them, they've just grown up with it. It started with whatever, but the rest of us hate it because it sounds so harsh and so like bruh, and we're like, could you please lower your voice and stop shouting bruh? And also because it sounds so sour, like bruh, why you gotta be so bruh? Why you be so bruh? It's like, you know what? This millennial has had enough. Done.
Okay,
let's
maybe we should.
Or
get back
more
on
like
topic.
I'm more like Gen X, I guess, is what I'm because we talked about Gen X.
I think we're like Zennials, honestly.
I'm claiming Gen X. I don't care. Gen X's are feral, and I'm feral.
No,
so
I'm a zillennial. You guys are
Gen X.
Gen X mixed with millennial.
Well, yeah, I was looking for online, and it's like
I hate labels. To be
I
clear,
want to say it's like I don't know, 1878 to 83 is the Zennial, like.
I'm 1 year off. I don't care. I'm taking Gen Z. All right.
X, Aaron. Gen X.
Gen X.
Gen Z
I was
is
gonna
the
say,
one that says bruh.
Gen Z
See,
is
The ones everything you hate.
This is why I hate labels, because you got to keep them all straight, because they come with all the labels, and it drives me crazy. Okay, so he's like, well, tell me which is, he grabs 2 sodas. I think she sees it, and he's like, oh, if you can tell me what you get it. And then
She listens like she's trying to peek.
And then he kisses her. We get the kiss.
This didn't make me hate Dean yet, but I was also like, dude, talk to her about it. Don't just.
So this, I know I say I'm okay with Dean in this episode. This moment is the one that's annoying. But here's the thing: it has to structurally work. And Silvana, you can probably speak to this more. It has to happen for the rest of this episode to work.
Yeah, it does. It does, because it's the only reason Lorelai would get so involved.
Yeah, well, because it was a surprise, and so
That's Rory here.
This is my favorite line of possibly of the series, or at least the season, probably is "Thank you."
And then she runs.
Yeah.
She runs. Oh, the run was so relatable. I'm like, man, when you have that first kiss with like someone you really like, and you're like, you can't function, you can't think.
Yeah,
it's a miracle she didn't want to hit her in that car. It was a close call.
Right. We should probably we should probably track how many times Rory almost has a near-death experience in this show. And for so far in episodes up to episode 7, we've got the one with the car nearly hitting her on the street.
What about when the deer hit her car?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, what about the deer? Does that count?
The
I mean, the deer hit her, but
All right,
still.
hold on. I'm gonna get myself a little notebook here. And
Every time Rory almost dies.
Rory's near-death experiences. Okay, near-death experience. Okay, Rory near death. Okay, so we said the deer is number 1. We'll figure out. What episode is that anyway? Oh, it's the episode 4. Episode 4, and then nearly death by car in episode 7. All right, we're up to 2. We'll go back and we'll review our episodic summaries to make sure. But we've got our Rory's near death in so far in season 1, 2 to go, and so many more probably not to tell. Who knows? So what I like about this is it's a full-length shot from grocery store to antique shop. Now, mind you, this is the WB lot. It is whatever. Mm-hmm. But I just love that they did use that structure. They didn't cut away. They tracked her all the way through. And yeah.
It's that small town vibe that you can run a block or so, and there's your friend to go tell them that you just kissed the boy you like.
Yeah. And so she makes her way. She finds Lane. And she admits to having kissed and getting shoplifted. And Elaine's like, oh, it's a good aisle. And she's like, why does it get such a good aisle when you get kissed in the aisle? And then Mrs. Lane shows up. And here is the critical moment.
Who kissed you?
Yeah,
the Lord, Mama.
The Lord, Mama. Oh, okay. But here's the thing.
Mama's not fooled, actually.
As we find out later in this episode, Mom was listening, and Mrs. Lane, Mrs. Kim, she might be lying a lot of the times when she says okay, but no, Mrs. Lane is probably going back to her little back room in the antique shop and making notes. And your Lord Rory said she kissed a boy in the car. She probably has a secret spy journal that she keeps track of everyone's movements and everyone's actions that she knows.
Just her daughters and those around her daughter.
Yeah, well, she probably watches her monitors her daughter because she cares very much for her and wants her to marry a good proper Korean boy.
Yes.
And yeah,
who loves the Lord. Poor
Lane. Well, and eventually down the road we get a new boyfriend for Lane, which brings us all a bunch of joy.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. Silvana, I don't know how you feel about the kitchen and the whole fridge discussion with the noise. Did it feel like just kind of like, why are we doing this and what's the point? Or am I wrong?
It reminded me of my childhood,
okay.
Very specifically, when I wanted to go tell my mom something, but she was very obviously in a bad mood. And so I waited and didn't because I was waiting for the opportune moment. But the longer you wait, the worse it gets.
Yeah.
So it just reminded me of that experience as a child being like, oh, I have to go ask this or I have to go tell mom this. But mom is pissed. Right. She hates her life. She hates the fridge, blah, blah, blah. But now is not the time to ask mom if you can go hang out in so-and-so's house, So I think it has a purpose.
Yeah.
And it is Rory considering her mother's emotions.
Yeah.
Before like the repercussions of telling her mom while her mom is experiencing these emotions. So it's a
Right.
little bit of Rory doing the like manual labor for her mother emotionally.
Right, and trying to protect her, but also then finding out later that was not a good idea. She just told her.
No.
I think it's interesting that later on in this episode, and we'll try and track it as best we can, but either Rory or Lorelai suggests that Lorelai is acting like Emily Gilmore. I think Lorelai mentions it. Oh, you're comparing my mother. She's like, no, that wasn't the like. Rory just sends an offhand comment about like, Emily Gilmore or something, and Lorelai kind of seizes on it. I think what we've talked about this before. Lorelai Gilmore is her mother. Absolutely, at times she definitely is paralleling her mom in how her mom would have handled things with Lorelai and boys and Lorelai and everything. And as much as Lorelai fights it, she still comes back to it. But in the end of this episode, it does we do get it, but it gets better. But yeah, Lorelai, I hadn't, when I originally did my watch through back in the day, I don't think I made that connection that Lorelai is definitely Emily's daughter and definitely has her way of doing things. The passive aggressive thing, though later on, oh my gosh, it's very much Emily Gilmore. Who kissed you? Blah, 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 back to the okay. So Lorelai's in a mood, and then the moment comes where the truth is out. Lorelai goes back to the antique shop.
6 weeks.
Have we had Lorelai and Mrs. Kim talk to each other yet? Is this the first time?
No, this is a first.
Okay, we've got a lot of firsts in this episode. Lots of first things happening. I gotta write some of this down because Lorelai, Mrs. Kim.
First,
did Taylor shows
first
up?
of Taylor.
7. Yeah, we got Taylor, and Taylor's episode 7. Taylor appears. So I'm gonna try and keep some notes here as we go through because we'll have to reference these things back again. Yeah, 6 weeks. What?
Oh, it just makes me cringe. A lot of people would have like sold the chair. She's lucky.
Yeah. Mrs. Kim is like, their discussion is so I don't know how to term it. And she goes and she's like, well, it looks smaller when I bought it. And Mrs. Kim's reply is
maybe it grew.
Maybe
since waiting so long.
Oh, Mrs. Kim. And I like this is my favorite thing. So she says, she reveals that the kissing happened, and she says they were kissing where we buy our food. Like what does
It's not holy. I don't know.
Contaminates the food.
Right?
I can never get ant spray again.
Cornstarch is off the table.
Yeah, it's I
think she didn't know that she accidentally shoplifted that. Can you
right?
imagine?
Oh, Mrs. Kim would
like,
lose her mind. You can no longer hang out with Rory Gilmore. She is a thief. She is criminal.
She's unrepentant.
That is a
Won't
very
return it.
good impression, I'll be honest.
Yeah, I've Mrs. Kim is near and dear to me. I love Mrs. Kim. Okay, I know that she gets a lot of flack on this show, on the Gilmore show, on the Gilmore Girls overall show, but I love how they are not. She is unapologetically who she is.
Yeah, for sure.
There's not there. I mean, the growth comes later in the show in later seasons.
Yes,
but and again, here's where we're going to kind of shift into some, I don't know, the word's not political, maybe cultural conversation. There's specifically on the Gilmore guys. We're going to talk about them a lot because they are the originators of the Gilmore Girls podcast format. That grew and got them actual cameo roles in the new show that they launched with seasons. And they talk early on in the episode about how Mrs. Kim's portrayal they felt was borderline racist. Now, because they were young when they did this, they didn't know that actually Mrs. Kim's portrayal was accurate for one of, I think, Amy Sherman Palladino's friends whose mother was Korean and Seventh-day Adventist. And so the portrayal may have been just a little bit overboard, but 95% of that portrayal from the actor who played Mrs. Kim is absolutely the reality, is the truth of what life would have been like for Kim. And for Lane and with Mrs. Kim and the father that we never ever see and never shows up ever. Still amusing to me. But that's my point is that the show is unapologetic. I don't, and Silvana, you might have some thoughts on this. I don't think if you were to produce Gilmore Girls today that you could do half of the things they do on this show.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
It's like trying to recreate The Office.
Yeah.
Like, there's just like certain jokes
Yeah.
that just wouldn't fly
Yeah.
now.
Well, yeah, you watch Parks and Rec, you watch The Office. There's stuff on that show. You're just like, oh no,
Oh yeah.
we did, and you know, I have varying perspectives on humor and making fun of things or being able to laugh at things, and I'm of the position, at least where I sit, that humor is one of those things that we have to be able to be willing to make fun of everything. Now, there's some things that are absolutely sacred, and I will, you know, die on those hills. But overall, it's like, look, if we can't laugh at who we are as human beings across the board, like what good are we if we're so concerned about protecting everything from being made fun of? We're not going to be able to laugh ever again. We're going to be like looking at a long list of things of like, okay, can I make that joke? Can I make this laugh joke or this punchline in my show? Well, I'm going to get in trouble because that's not according to that, whatever. Anyway, so what I love about the show is it's a time capsule. It's a time capsule of what we were open to in the early 2000s into the mid 2000s. It's just I get a kick out of it, and I appreciate that the portrayal is there. What else here? So then Lorelai gets distracted because now she's upset because Rory didn't tell her. And then she walks out and Mrs. Kim, your chair. And who knows where that, I don't know if we come back to the chair in the show, but
just sell it.
It's there. And then we get back to the festival and Lane is obsessed. And so as a guy, my understanding of this is very limited. So Silvana and or Vicki or both of you, you're going to have to give us, is this an accurate portrayal of what would happen in this situation?
Absolutely.
Yes.
This is
totally.
This is how girls are with each other. Like, oh my gosh, tell me everything about
Tell me everything.
Everything.
And you would spend an hour at least minimum going over the details and retelling it.
Maybe.
Yeah. Totally. Yes.
Especially in high school, because that's where we are with Rory. Now, yeah, so I told you a story. You got kissed last week, and we find out that Lane was kissed on the forehead and she's like, you don't understand. Like, so poor Lane is just, she hasn't had her first kiss. She's very repressed in this department because mom keeps a short leash on her and like keeps her protected. What I do love is Lane is like an FBI, CIA, NSA agent all rolled into one.
Which is how girls are with each other as well. They're like, me find out as much as I can.
She is.
This guy.
She's the 2000s version of that because now girls will find your first, middle, last name.
It's like, okay,
and
let's
then
go
your
on social
birthday,
media.
and they can run a full background check.
Yeah, my actually my sister's now husband knows a friend. She's like, okay, my husband's a police officer. Let's do a background check on him.
Yep.
Like they did that.
Yep. It's wild.
Sometimes you gotta.
Yeah, and well.
But yeah, she was the early version of the girlfriend sleuth.
Yeah, Harriet the Spy, if you will. What's funny about this is that Lane is angling on Todd. So Todd's her source, right? Todd's her source that she's been getting her information on Dean about. And she makes the point, she says this, she says, if you could find out about Todd for me, like that could get me an angle in. He's a cute boy. I don't know how she's going to pull off dating this boy without her mom knowing, but Lane is
at a time.
Lane is good at what she does.
She's crafty.
Yeah, again, I can't say, I said this so many times and we keep talking about it, but I love each of these characters. Like, they're so much fun. Like, you don't go, oh, I don't like this character. Oh, his character's annoying. Oh, I don't want to hear them again. It's like, no, give me more Lane Kim. Let's go. I want to know more about this Todd. I want to see that story play out in the Kim household. I want to see Mrs. Kim go to war about Todd. I want to see that happen in the antique shop where there's an argument and shouting that. Like, but your head goes there because you're like, you can imagine based upon we're in episode 7 and already we're going, yeah. Let's go. Let's do some more. Let's see what happens here. But again, that's great storytelling. It's great writing. It's great characters. It's good shows. I'm going to make a note to do a rabbit trail on something real quick, and a little bit we'll come back to it on TV and like Chicago Fire and Chicago Med and 911 and Chicago whatever else is Chicago Blue whatever. Anyway, okay. We'll get over to that here in a second.
Okay.
We still have to get through the rest of this episode.
We do. There's so much.
It's so much. And it doesn't come up in this episode again, but we hear about Dean's ex Beth. Now, again, this is where I have to rely on the ladies in our podcast here between Vicki and Silvana. Is this it? Do you? What is your impression, knowing or not knowing what comes next in the series? If you had heard that, would you be doing a full-on investigation into Beth, and why?
Not necessarily.
Yes.
Like
Silvana says yes. Okay, walk us through a teenage girl's decision on being clued into an ex and what she would do to. Why does that take hold? Why is that a thing?
Because you can tell so much about a person by their former partners.
That is true. What was the breakup like from their perspective?
Right.
Yeah. Why did they break up? Is she pretty? Is she ugly? Does she have family? Like, is she smart, or is she more of like a arm candy? Like, these are important questions a 16-year-old must ask herself when finding their ex.
Yeah.
Yeah. I probably could have saved myself a lot of hurt by like looking into the exes.
Oh yeah, I was such a crazy. I was always like, yeah, what's their name, their full name, first, middle, last.
Right.
Oh, you only have this. What's their phone number? I can still find their Facebook with a phone number. Like, and this is before social media, so they have to do word of mouth sleuthing. Nowadays, even when I was like 16, like if you were crafty enough, you could find some serious dirt on people. I mean, we were writing codes for our MySpace pages, doing a little stalking for your boyfriend's ex-girlfriend is easy peasy.
Good old MySpace back in the day.
Oh, MySpace.
R.I.P. Loved it.
Yeah, all the wonderful things in life. Not real. I mean, MySpace, Facebook, Friendster, all the things. It was all.
Facebook is still around.
Yeah, it's managed to survive.
Yeah, but it's evil now.
Yes. Yeah, it's not the best sometimes. Okay, so now we're back at Luke's diner, and Patty, of all the people to work for Taylor to try and get Luke to turn over, no pun intended, over a new leaf. Patty is working at, and my favorite line from Luke is, "Do you know that Taylor's a festive head case?"
I missed that line.
No, he said, you realize Taylor's a head case, right? And she said, yes, but at least he's a festive one.
Oh, that's what it is, yeah. At least he's festive. So that also gives us, again, all of these people have lived in Stars Hollow for quite some time. Yeah. Like, they're all familiar, but they're not all friends. Clearly, Patty is not like, oh, Taylor is so dreamy. No, she's like, he's a head case, but at least he's festive, so I tolerate his existence. I guarantee you, if Taylor versus Miss Patty was on the fight card, Patty would wipe the floor with Taylor. There would be nothing left to take.
I'd like to see that fight. Actually,
it would be.
I would pay money.
Oh, it would be
to see that fight.
It would be done and finished in like 5 minutes. She just pick him up and twirl him. I can imagine that. There you go. There's your WWE match cards. Who in Stars Hollow would fight? Tag team of Lorelai and Rory versus, I don't know. We'll figure out. We've got a whole series to go to figure out who we're gonna have on the WWE card. I'm gonna make another note. WWE card for Gilmore Girls. Oh
my gosh.
All kinds of things. All kinds of notes. When you give me a notepad, I'm gonna start taking notes. All right. Luke and Lorelai are back at it. I love the back and forth.
Oh, I know.
I guess, Silvana, here's the question. Why do we keep coming back to these two? Why is this, and the not just like them meeting up and talking, but why is the banter so electric between these two? Why does it continue to why does that heat continue, do you think?
It's foreshadowing. I mean, granted, it's like wide foreshadowing because they don't get together for like a really long time, but like they establish that these two have a connection over and over again, and they do it in really small, simple ways like this, where they're just having like this little awkward, funny back and forth, where Luke thinks she's ignoring him and he thinks it's about the decor, but she's ruminating on her daughter, not telling her, and even though they're having these really benign conversations, it's establishing that spark, I think, for later.
Yeah. And then we come to the moment where Lorelai is most like Emily. So Rory lands. She's working the fall festival. She only has a minute. And instead of confronting her daughter straight out the gate, which she finally does later.
She talks about General Hospital.
Right.
Just this really roundabout kind of way.
This guy, he was a character. And then Liz Lucky kissing thing. And my note was Rory, caps lock, spill the beans.
See, I don't think this is the scene where she's the most like Emily. I think that to me this is very Southern.
Oh, okay.
Like, let's not directly say what we're did. Let's do it in an indirect way. Let's soften it.
Yeah.
It's too soft. Rory doesn't know what's going on.
I guess, Silvana, where do you stand? Do you stand on this as an Emily thing, or is this like just Lorelai being like particularly passive aggressive?
I think this is a Lorelai thing, because if it was Emily, I feel like Emily would have just come out and say it.
Right.
It's not
She
mean
really
enough.
doesn't. Yeah, she doesn't mince her words. This is Lorelai giving Rory the opportunity to tell her, and she thinks she's helping by making it like an organic moment by talking about kisses. Now, this feels very much. This just feels like Lorelai trying to be a best friend and a mom at the same time, and kind of failing a little bit of both.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. I will agree with that, because you're right. Emily is mean when she's in her fighting mood. When she's in a fighting mode, she gets real mean and real. But she also like directly addresses the situation without pretense. And this is just a passive aggressive conversation where she's trying to get her to say what she wants her to say. So Lorelai's upset and she leaves and goes into the store.
Oh, this is my favorite with her and Luke. I have so many favorite moments in this episode, but this is one of them.
Luke catches her spying. And I made the note, Lorelai is leaning into madness here. Like, she is starting to like the meter on the crazy is starting to really hit a fever pitch in this moment.
She's a little bit mama bear.
My favorite line of this moment is where Luke says, "You're not going to kill the bag boy."
It's like, oh, come on. Like, why not? It's double coupon day. Yeah. The pal will go crazy.
I get a kick out of that, because it's like Luke, of all the characters in Stars Hollow, I think he understands Lorelai at her core.
Yeah.
He understands her in a ways that he obviously should, but he doesn't want to admit what that means that he does.
Yeah.
And then they're walking out, and there's a back and forth. There's two things that happen here. Number one, my second favorite line is, "Okay, Mr. Reality, break into someone else's house." Again, just brilliantly written lines where you're just, I cackled throughout this entire episode.
I was laughing a lot too.
Because I was just like, oh my gosh, Amy Sherman Palladino and Dan Palladino write the story of my life, because it would be amazing. But there's the Christopher connection, and Silvana or Vicki, you can kind of opinionate on this. Is this a throwaway moment, or do you think, well, I shouldn't say throwaway, because nothing's throwaway in this show, really. Do you think this is a projection, or is this a real connection?
See, this actually happened to me. There was a guy that I ended up with for a while that kind of looked a little bit like Dad. And Aaron, you're not like Dad, but y'all have bought the same shoes before. Like, sometimes there's little things where I'm like, oh, I don't think of you as being like my dad, but sometimes there are things. I think there's realness to it.
Okay. Silvana?
Yeah, I think there's realness to it.
Yeah.
I agree with Vicki.
I think it gives us the impression of what is coming.
But I don't think it's conscious.
No. Well,
No.
Well, but she admits it. She admits that she sees Christopher in him. I think it's also, there's the element of Emily Gilmore, where, she didn't tell her mom, and she said, "Why didn't Rory tell me? That's me and my mom, not us." And so their Christopher connection, I think that's where the Christopher connection partially comes from. I think that Dean obviously will turn into a Christopher, and we're all going to hate him by the end. But I think the Christopher connection here is her mom and her and Chris, like, that whole mess is probably spilling over into this.
Totally.
And directing how she's also looking for any reason to not like Dean. Because she wants to protect her daughter. She wants her daughter not to fall in love and get in trouble like she might have. And obviously...
Well, she's being a protective mom. I mean, that's not bad.
Right. I think her vision is so colored by her experience that the reality of it, Rory is so far... But, okay, so here's the other problem. So Rory is so far from that possibility of having a child out of wedlock. But here's the problem. We're going to spoil something for the new Gilmore Girls that came out 5 years ago. So if you haven't watched it, that's on you. But spoiler alert. So Amy Sherman Palladino, and I've said this before, when the series was airing and they were going to get their proper season 7, there was 4 lines that she was going to have Rory say, and she always teased that when she left the show in season 6 and season 7 continued. And so when she finally got her reboot or her recontinuing of it, the season series, Rory got to say her 4 lines at the end.
Yeah.
The original intention was that Rory would have been much younger and would have said, "Mom, I'm pregnant." And that would have been the final lines of the show. This is where we get that indication that obviously Sherman Palladino was thinking of those lines. Even here in season 1, she's laying a piece of the hints of that.
Okay.
That her mom is concerned that Rory's going to repeat her mistakes of having a baby out of wedlock in her later teenage years. Amy Sherman Palladino, even in season 1, was like, okay, that's how I want this story to end, or at least had a theory on how it was going to end. And that's why we get the Christopher connection, because obviously Lorelai and Christopher did not work out. He does come back soon, and I think he comes back in season 1, doesn't he?
We'll see.
Oh, he's my least favorite. I
think it's season 1. I think it's season 1.
I don't like Christopher. Here's and we've talked about this, and then I'm going to stop talking about it. But I don't like how the show does their male characters. None of them are redeemable, aside from Richard Gilmore and like Luke. But everyone else who is involved in Lorelai's romantic orbit, they're terrible. And so for Rory. So I don't know what that says about the culture and the world of 2000s and early 2000s and whatever, but I'm just going to continue to complain about it because I can, and it's my podcast, so deal. All right.
Okay.
Those are my feelings.
Moving on.
Yes, please. Okay. So I love it. We get back to the house, and Lorelai just comes out and says, she says, "Huh, kiss any good boys lately?"
Finally. That's what she means.
And Rory has the audacity to go, "Who?" Doesn't say who told, doesn't say who told you, says who. And Lorelai says Mrs. Kim. And Rory's in full petulant mode at this point. Like, she's in full, and she tries to tell her mom, "Are you wrong? Is anything wrong?" And she's like, "I'm perfectly fine." And then another favorite line, where she asks her daughter, "Did you do it wrong? Did you kiss wrong?"
Talking about that with her mom.
Mm-hmm.
No.
I just laughed. I was like, what?
It's her trying to be a friend again, because that is for sure a conversation you have with a friend.
Right.
Not with your mom.
Not with your mother.
No.
And so, "I'm perfectly fine. Are you really?" Blah, blah, blah. And we're back to the grocery store because we're going to go get a movie. We're going to get food. And Rory does not want to go in. She fights it to the end.
Can't blame her.
So much in this scene, in this episode. Lines in this episode that I can't, it's this one of all of them so far has been really quotable. I really liked it.
Yes.
Lorelai says, "I'm gonna be so cool in there, you'll mistake me for Shaft." What?
Okay, but who is Shaft?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Oh, Silvana.
I'm sorry.
My sweet.
I'm like, it's like on the tip of my tongue, but I can't
It's my sweet
place it.
summer child. Okay.
Just explain.
I'm sorry.
Stop shaming Silvana.
Shaft was. I don't think it was Samuel L. Let me find the original one. Give me a sec. So there was this is going to be a bit of a small film history lesson that you've known. Richard Roundtree. Okay. And then it was Samuel L. Jackson in 2000. And then Shaft was again in 2019 with another. There we go. Okay. So Shaft was, we talk about blaxploitation movies. Okay. And so there's a very much of those films. This was in the vein of, the blaxploitation movies and the Black Power movies of the 70s. And Shaft was 1971. And
that'd be why.
The Shaft lyrics, what I can read to you, actually. Let me find it. So it's yeah, we can't actually play this theme song. But it's like, who's the blank to all the blank? Shaft. You damn right. Who's the man that would rescue his neck for his brother, man? Shaft. And so the theme song is all about like Shaft. And it's a fantastic movie. The original is brilliant. The sequel, the reboot from Samuel L. Jackson in 2020 was, I don't know how good it was, but it was solid. So yeah, Shaft in 71, Shaft in 2000, and then another Shaft. I think it might have been was it a television show or was it another one? was Shaft in 2019. So those are the 3 movies. If you have a chance, you should obviously look it up on YouTube and watch the theme song for Shaft, because it's an absolute it's a historical kind of moment in film and everything like that. It's a lot of fun. Anyway, so when she says that's okay. So that's pop culture reference that you may not, obviously, Silvana, you didn't know about because you weren't acquainted with it. But I laughed because here's the thing. Obviously, Shaft is an African-American gentleman. He is quite tall and muscularly built, and he is
not Lorelai at all.
He's a private eye. He punches people. He does his business, and he is all business. He's all about it. His name is John Shaft, and he don't mess with Shaft. So for her to say, I'm gonna be so, and he's like cool, like he's like the epitome of like coolness, like he's Shaft, he's a cool, whatever. So when she says, I'm gonna be so cool in there, you'll mistake me for Shaft. That's why I laughed so hard, and that's why I wrote that line down, because it's like, Lorelai, you are so far from John Shaft. It's borderline manic and borderline hilarious. Borderline, not even just hilarious, like borderline just. It's basically hyperbole is what it is. It's just like, I'm going to be so cool. And I don't think Rory believes her at all.
No. Why would she?
No. Not in the slightest.
Yeah. So Rory's conditions before they get in, you will not do this, this, and that. I don't remember what the conditions were exactly, but they are a list of things that she
not bringing up any childhood stuff, no baby
no
pictures.
Kid noises, no stories from the childhood, no referring to Chicago as shit town, no James Dean jokes, no father with a shotgun stare, no Nancy Walker impressions.
Oh, that's when Laura was like, oh, come on.
So clearly this has happened before. Lorelai has behaved in this manner with Rory previously, and Rory's like, oh my goodness, please don't do this. And then so we can shop, and they don't find Dean
yet, immediately.
But then they do find him. The nice apron line makes a return, and it's awkward. This whole scene is awkward, but deliciously awkward.
So awkward.
I think it's handled fairly well.
Oh, I love it. I love the awkwardness, because
I was like waiting for it to get really bad, and I was like, oh no, okay, it's going all right.
Yeah. And then again, love these lines in this episode. I think it's Rory to Lorelai. She's, even a little information in your hands is dangerous. And
she calls her like a.
She calls her a name. So there you go. So then she says, oh, we need coffee. Like, go get coffee. And I'll get coffee. And
I have to go to the video store.
I have to go to the video store. I'll get coffee.
Took me back.
Yeah. And oh my gosh, video stores.
We hope and pray they have your movie.
So back, and Silvana, you could probably say this, confirm this. Denver Metro, we had Famous Video, we had Blockbuster, and then did Hollywood take over Famous Video?
I don't remember
because
I was always a Blockbuster girl, because they had this like green slime that my mom would buy me to eat every time we went to Blockbuster.
Okay. Yeah. So where we lived in Centennial, we had a famous video and a Blockbuster. But Famous Video was a pretty big one. And then I think it either got bought out or Famous died, and Hollywood Video came in and took over. I'm trying to remember if we had any like neighborhood video stores, like the old school classic, like small business video stores. By the time
I never experienced that.
Aaron, you got the experience of going to kind of where we grew up, going to the beach.
Yeah.
And there was the marina area where we went out to eat. There was a small town video store in that area.
Yeah. That
we would go to when we would go there to rent videos, because there was no Blockbuster at Seabrook Island.
Yeah.
In Augusta there was. Like, Blockbuster was a thing.
Yeah. Yeah, because Famous Video was there. We had a Famous Video card. That was Hollywood Video, and then that closed obviously eventually, because video stores are
obsolete.
Yeah, and they moved into DVDs. Blockbuster did as well.
Yeah.
But then people,
Redbox.
Yep, and then Redbox stepped into the market, and Netflix was already running, and then streaming. Yeah, it's a fascinating. We're talking. It's in the last 26 years this change has happened.
Yeah.
Where we've gone from having physical media in stores that you could rent to now you're renting. You can rent from Amazon. You can just rent a video for like $3.
That's what we did recently.
Yeah, it's wild.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to feel about it, but I don't like it all the way. So there you go.
I don't think it's all bad. Like I always went in, you're like, do they have my video? Number one. Number two, what's the quality like? Does it have a bunch of scratches on it? Did they rewind the tape?
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about that anymore.
Well, okay. So here's we're gonna take another rabbit trail for a second. And Silvana, you may or may not have a perspective on this because again, you're 10 years younger than us, if I'm trying to remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Something like that.
Without saying Silvana's actual age.
I'll say mine. I don't care.
Anyway, so here's something that was. So there's a lady on Facebook. I'm gonna find her real quick. I think. Let me find her. Real mom stuff. I think it's this. Hold on. I gotta find it. Give me a sec. Yeah. So Real Mom Stuff is a page on YouTube or on Facebook, and she started. Let me see if I can find one of her videos where she talks about. It's a video she did. I'll get to it. Give me a sec. I'm gonna find it. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be wonderful. You're gonna love it. Let me find it. Oh, here we go. Nope, that's not it. I'm working on it.
Come on, Aaron.
I'm working on it. It's okay. Here we go. All right. Are you ready?
Yes.
Yes.
Bear bad news. You're getting arrested right now. Take
Are
her
you
away.
ready?
If you had followed me, I would have helped you out of this. Wait.
So here we go.
You're seeing this right now. It's because you don't follow me, and that's a
Oh no, that she's funny. I gotta
I don't know
find
if
her.
you guys get tired of hearing me complain about being ripped off more than LimeWire.
Okay, I gotta find it. Hold on. So she's basically she parents her kids like they're in the 90s. And if I can find
Oh,
it,
love it.
if I can find it, here we go. All right. Here it is.
Let's pop this tape in and talk.
Here we
If
go.
you want to raise patient kids, you should show them movies on VHS. Let's pop this tape in and talk about it. I start the tape at the tippy top. I do not start, it has all of the previews, all of the...
Coming soon to a video cassette.
I don't fast forward past all of that. There's no instant gratification. There's no, Mom, I want to watch Goonies, and then Goonies starts. No, sir. You got like 20 minutes of previews. They build patience because they learn that what they want is coming, but not when they want it. I mean, you got to think about it, though. Everything is so instant today, and it's breeding kids who don't know how to take a chill pill.
Now, for the summer of 1994, Disney animators will take you deep into the wilds of Africa.
I bought my kids an old school TV 3 years ago, okay? I actually like to think I'm the one who started that trend, right? Of everyone buying them, playing their kids VHS. You know what? Wait a minute. I'm trying to be more humble, girl, okay? Let me try. I don't know who started that trend. Probably wasn't me. That was painful. I hate lying to you guys. When I started showing my kids VHSs 3 years ago. Okay, let's not forget that. I'm sorry, I can't let that die. They were unhappy with the previews of it. Now when I pop it in, no complaints.
50 years ago.
And a lot of the tips I give you guys, like there's going to be an uncomfortable period for the kids, especially if you've been doing things different. You just got to let them sit in that uncomfortableness a little bit, It's going to make you sit in the whining and stuff too, but they'll get there. Don't forget your roots. Don't forget where you came from. You need to go back and watch my series if you don't feel like you have the patience, because you do. It's deep within you, grasshopper. Okay?
Magical Movie is on video cassette.
If you want to raise patient kids, you should show them.
Okay, I don't know if you heard that, Silvana, at all. If I don't know what's coming through to you.
Nope, I didn't hear any of it, but that's okay.
Oh no.
So the conversation basically that she has is she argues that so she basically bought her kids an old school TV with a VHS player and a bunch of VHS tapes, and she doesn't play. She plays VHSs from the beginning. She doesn't fast forward. She makes them watch the VHS tapes from beginning to end. And these are like 2 or 3 year old kids into 4-year-old now. And the reason why she talks about it is that everything is instant today. Everything is immediately available. You can just click and you can rent something from Amazon. You don't have to go to the store. You don't got to look through it. And you don't got to find it.
Yeah.
It's just there. You can type in search results. You can do all of the things. And her point that she makes, which I agree with, which I'm turning into a Luddite almost, which is kind of hilarious. Being a Luddite was not on my bingo card for 2026. Is that it builds patience. Yeah. The reason why we get irritated in traffic, or the reason why we get irritated when things are hard, is because we're so used to picking up our phone, dialing up a YouTube video, and finding what we want. We don't have the wherewithal or the endurance to sit down and watch. I mean, you do it even with DVDs. You had the option to skip to the main menu. You didn't want to watch the previews, all that, but some DVDs were smart, and they didn't allow you to do that. They were programmed to prevent you from going to the menu, and then you get mad and be like, "Why won't it go? I want to go." And here's the reality: why does it matter? We used to be able to watch movies from start to finish without fast forwarding. 26 years ago, that was within our wheelhouse as a culture and a generation and a community and a country and a people.
I kind of liked the previews.
I did too. Now, here's the thing, though. We've gotten into a world where we don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah.
We skip the ads on YouTube if we pay for the extras. We don't want to do that anymore because we don't have, and I'm guilty of it as much as anybody, we don't want to sit and watch. Like, there was times with Gilmore Girls where I was like, oh, I don't want to watch this. But I also have to push myself to watch the full episode from start to finish and not skip ahead from the awkward moments that I know are coming.
Yeah.
But my point is, to Vicki's point is, and Silvana, you can speak to this kind of where you are generationally, but it feels like we are entering into this, and it's not helpful that we're doing this to our teenagers and our children and our whatevers, because the world, the manner in which they interact with the world from here on forward is going to be astonishing, because we're going to have some really impatient people who can't do anything for any amount of time because they're so used to getting everything right away. If you have any, I don't know what your thoughts are on that, Silvana, while we take a small rabbit trail off of the episode.
I mean, I think it's just gonna get worse. I think the idea of like parenting like it's the 90s is probably a best bet. I wish that was easier to accomplish, because it's harder to parent that way than it is to just allow the instantaneous. Like my sister, I have twin nieces, they're 5. She won't pay for YouTube in a way that like skips the commercials. So like the twins have to watch the commercials. And like watching them watch the commercials is funny because it feels oddly cyclical, because it reminds me of being a kid watching commercials, annoyed that another commercials come on and I don't get to watch my show. But even like just having them watch the commercial is a little more patience than were there no commercials at all. So I don't know. I think it's going to be a weird world where no one is patient or has any kind of understanding of other people's time and space. I don't know. It's gonna be weird. I hate to predict because I'm such a doom and gloom person, but I'm like, look a little scary to me.
Well, I think it's one of those things where we talk about reading. We talk about like the reports from colleges around the country right now is that kids aren't able to read for extended periods of time. They're giving them the regular stuff that like you and I went through at Metro from 2014 to 2018, and they're giving them that level of content, and the kids can't do it. They can't read those researchers. They can't read their textbooks for longer than a whatever, and they're not able to get the material because they spend so much time on screens. They spend so much time on TikTok. They spend all this time losing that endurance to sit down and study for an hour to 2 hours to however long and to do the work. And it has become an epidemic in our country. And that is why across the country right now, school districts and parent communities are ejecting Chromebooks out of classrooms because they've had enough and they realize what they've done. They're a little late to the party because educators from start to finish for the last, 5 or 6 years have been saying, y'all, hello, this is going to be a problem in about 5 or 6 years. And then 5 or 6 years later, it's a problem? Wait, what? Yeah, it is. We've been telling about you for years, but here we are. And here we are back to Gilmore Girls.
Internet, we just haven't talked in a while, and
it's really become apparent that we don't have the wherewithal to be patient or to be bored. So when those commercials come on, if I'm watching a commercial or if I'm watching whatever, I'll pull out my phone and look at it and go, oh yeah.
Same.
And it's like I need to get better at being like, I am not going to pull my phone out when I'm bored. I can't. I
don't need it for this 5 seconds while I wait for the commercial.
Well, not only that, but there's a lot of conversation. I swear we're getting back to the podcast soon, listeners. But there's a lot of conversation about how we don't know how to be bored anymore.
Yeah.
And people are like, well, what do you mean by bored? Well, the ability for us to just kind of sit and daydream, or sit and read, or sit and just kind of enjoy the moment. We always have to be doing something.
You know, at the I bring up the I-76 Speedway where there's these exciting like car races and it's loud and there's lots of dust and there are like crashes and spin outs, and I look in like the corner and I see a group of about 3 or 4 kids huddled underneath the bleachers watching a screen.
Yeah.
It's like, this is bad.
Yeah. It's a problem that is going to reveal itself in more than just kids not being able to read or not having the endurance to read. It's going to reveal itself within cultural moments that are yet to come. And I think it's one of the very few times that I lean into Silvana's pessimism about it, because we've seen it. I mean, obviously people are posting on social media and getting fired. Like, the narcissism is strong in these recent generations that have come into the world, into the working world, into the functioning world. And that narcissism is going to get even more significant with the more generations that are coming out of these buildings and coming out of these schools, because they're so focused on themselves and the immediacy of themselves and all of it. And it's wild, but it's also kind of like, what do? You just have to push back, and you have to be like, hey, maybe find a way to be bored. And Silvana, you were within this range, which I think is probably a good thing for you, because if you were probably any younger, you'd be losing your mind, because you'd be like, you count your blessings to having grown up in one of the more analog times of your life.
Oh, 100%.
And it's like, I know what it means to not have to look at my phone. I know what it means. So, like, example, like Vicki might text me, and like, I'm deep into a computer game, I'm really digging it, or I'm reading, and she texts me and I don't answer because I'm not looking at my phone, and I might not hear the vibrate. It might be on vibrate, but
I find that happens to me
because I'm so immersed in what I'm doing or what I'm writing or I'm playing that I don't hear the vibration. I don't hear the notification, and so I count that as a blessing, that my endurance at least has remained for the most part. And I got to get better at it. This summer is going to be the summer of reading and being bored and doing creative things, because I recognize in my brain that I don't want to rewire myself out of boredom. I want to be able to experience and enjoy the boredom of going, oh, I'm bored. What should I do? Oh, I should go read. Not, I'm bored. I should go watch a YouTube video. Oh, I'm bored. I should go, look at my doom scroll through Instagram. No, get off your phone. So that's that's more to myself than anything else. But it's like an encouragement.
You want me to start being like, get off your phone?
Unless you want me to say the same thing to you. We both do. We both do it, right?
I think I'm better.
We both stare at our phones sometimes, and so I'll be happy to hold you accountable if you'll be held accountable as well.
Okay, let's make it even, Steven.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So there we go. There's a little inside baseball. Where are we at? Okay.
Video. We're going to buy a video.
Yeah, going to get a.
Well, yes, and then Dean comes out with their red vines.
Yeah, and everything goes downhill.
Does he say Twizzlers or red vines?
I thought it was Twizzlers. Was it red vines?
I think it was Twizzlers.
Does it matter? It doesn't matter.
It does, because those are two very
red vines. Hey, you forgot your red vines.
Okay, so there is again a cultural conversation about what's better, Twizzlers or red vines. I'm a Twizzlers guy. People are red vines
Twizzlers,
people, and so whatever. Anyway, so this is the convenient moment for Dean to get invited, and you have to imagine that Lorelai's brain just malfunctioned in this moment.
It had to short circuited.
She just was like,
she's over. Like, I made it through being cool. Oh wait.
Yeah.
Poor Rory.
I did. I was like, oh, I said this should be fun and not.
And this is when I think Lorelai becomes like Emily, because she starts being like, oh, just let me put myself in a mental institution. That is pure Emily Gilmore.
Well, and she's totally. This is where the Emily Gilmore mention comes. I think it comes from Rory. Yep. She says something along the lines of like,
leans into it.
Yeah. But then she's sorry. She's immediately sorry that she says it.
Good.
She didn't.
Good for her.
And she tries to, but it doesn't go any better. So she makes the point, like, this is the boy I like. We haven't even been on a date yet. I'm gonna go, and then
okay, now give me some PTSD of like my very first date. My parents did come, but I don't blame them in retrospect.
Yeah,
because I was in middle school.
Yeah,
and they were worried, so they sat at the back of the movie theater while we were there.
Yep. And then it's basically hopeless. Like, the situation is, there's no hope here. And then they're back at home, and Rory has a fashion brain freeze.
Which I love that phrasing.
Yeah.
What's a great phrase for what we all go through.
But here we have a moment where Rory gives Lorelai an honest compliment. She's like, "How did you do that? How do you do these things? How do you get so good at this?" And Lorelai really doesn't answer because Rory says, "Boys and dating, forget it. I'm not good at this. How do you the hair twirl?" And she's more of a hair thing or whatever. But she just, it's the one moment where Lorelai's actually teaching Rory about something.
Yeah.
Usually it's the reverse. Rory's usually the one being like, "Okay, mother, here's how you actually adult."
Yeah, Rory's good at adulting, but Lorelai's got the life experience.
Yeah.
So I feel like it depends.
Yeah.
Yeah. She evens out some of those kid moments, I think, for Rory.
Yeah. And then so I love the balance in this. And then they're sitting on the couch. Where is he? Where is he? And
oh my gosh,
Babette and Maury have waylaid him.
Invite us to the wedding. I was like, Babette.
The lines here. She says, what does she say? She says something along the lines of, "Oh, it's like tasting day," and
that did me in. I was like, no.
Babette,
borderline inappropriate.
Babette,
no.
Just what?
Like tasting day.
Oh my gosh! And I love Lorelai's response. She says, "I have to go inside and shower."
A hose shower for my mind to erase that image you gave me, Babette.
It's fantastic. Okay, so finishing out the end here, Suki arrives with dessert.
Suki, get out!
What? I mean, this episode is and Silvana, you can help me out with this. This episode really doesn't slow down. There isn't really a lot of breathing room in this madcap adventure from start to finish. How do you feel about that? Do you feel like, oh my gosh, this is normal, or is this just kind of I
mean, okay, so I think it's normal for the show that constant move, but also it's reminiscent of being young and having a crush. Everything's overwhelming, everything's moving fast, the colors are a little brighter, sounds are a little louder. So I think it it mimics kind of the frenzy of just being young, having a crush, having really nosy family and neighbors. The tempo is fast, but I feel like it does a good job of mimicking those feelings.
Well, and Amy Sherman Palladino and Dan Palladino are both brilliant writers. They've produced a lot in their life. You have to wonder if that was if we were to take a step back and really dig into the analytics of this, is that the episode, the pacing is more from the narration perspective of Rory versus Lorelai because of the frenetic nature of how it unfolds. The pacing, I think what you're saying, Silvana, is that it feels like it's more from inside Rory's head that we're getting that metronome versus other episodes we get a Lorelai metronome, or we get an Emily metronome, we get a Richard metronome, which I think would be interesting if we evaluate every episode from here forward. Okay, which character is driving the metronome pacing of this episode? That would be a curious. I don't know if it'll actually work out beyond this episode, and we're not going to go back and try and figure out for the other episodes.
This episode's too long.
That's too much. That's too much.
No, but we can keep it in mind moving forward.
Okay, I'm gonna put a note: metronome for pacing, because if I don't write it down, I'll forget it. Okay, movie night. Here we go. My favorite look for this moment, my favorite look of this episode is when Suki works her way in, and then she sends her out. And she has the dessert, but Suki has the pizza.
So now Suki has a way back in to meet. And you wonder, did Suki plan this?
I think.
100%, yeah.
Yeah, she knew what she was doing.
I'm going to meet him.
Yeah, she did.
She knew what she was doing.
We'll find a way.
So she gets in, and then Lorelai says Suki was just leaving and takes the pizza from her, and she walks out, and Lorelai looks to Rory and says, "I didn't plan this, I swear." And the look from Rory, the stink eye she gives her.
Why don't you?
Yeah, the stink eye she gets from Rory is epic. I love it. It's just it's a half second, but she's just "Nah." And you're like, oh boy, all right, Taylor Swift level of spite there.
Yeah.
And okay, so the pizza, it's got a lot on there.
Gross.
Again, weird moments in the show. Mom has a thing about Oompa Loompas with the dream of marrying one, and I was like, okay, well that wasn't weird. That doesn't make me uncomfortable, but here we are.
And then they talk about Prince Charming, which I've actually had come up with friends before.
Yeah.
Of like Disney cartoon princes.
Well, and again, this gives Dean a really cool moment where we find out that Dean has sisters.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because he talks about, oh, well, I like this prince. And he's like,
Trivia,
oh,
though.
because he dances.
Yeah.
Oh, I have sisters.
All right. I have trivia based on this. Okay.
Okay.
So this thing comes up about sisters, right? So I'm sorry. I'm trying to find the wording of this. I want to get it exactly right. Only his sister Clara is ever seen or mentioned again.
Oh.
So he may have
Wow.
multiple sisters, but only one actually comes up later.
Well, Dean becomes less and less important to the show as it goes
Yes,
on,
it's
and
true.
his material value in this arc, mythology, lore, whatever you want to call it, wouldn't require us to meet any of the sisters beyond apparently the one, which is fine because, again, Dean for the moment holds it together, but as we
But
get
not
farther down
much
the road,
longer for me.
good old Dean. All right, next movie night, Boogie Nights is suggested. Not a good idea. She had a bad reaction to Magnolia. Oh, well, okay.
I have no idea what any of these movies are.
Isn't Magnolia like a family drama, or what is Magnolia? I haven't watched.
don't know.
Oh well, wow, 3 for 3. None of us know it.
We don't know this movie.
There are people
It's
in
not
the there are
important.
people in the comments who are just like, what? How do you not
No,
know?"
they agree with us.
Oh boy. Well, there's a reason why I haven't watched it. It's a Tom Cruise movie.
Oh, gross. Hate him.
Yeah.
Ah, that's why.
However, the director is Paul Thomas Anderson, which of course he's incredible. An epic mosaic of interrelated characters search for love, forgiveness, and meaning in the
Came out in 1999.
San Fernando Valley.
This is when we were in high school. No wonder we haven't seen it.
Yeah. I mean, I might try and check it out on my own and see if it's any good, but
Meh.
it sounds, again, I'm not a fan of the Tom Cruise. It has Jason Robards and Julianne Moore, and I appreciate Julianne
It actually
Moore.
has high ratings on Rotten Tomatoes from the audience.
Okay,
and the
Aaron,
reviewers.
you watch us and then tell us if you
Yeah.
hate it.
Perfect.
I'll watch it.
That's a good plan.
I'll enjoy that experience. It'll be
You watch
great.
it for us.
Okay, it'll be
Isn't in that time frame of perfect movies? 1999.
probably. There's a book I'm reading. I'm trying to get through it, but it's all about 1999 being like the best movie year possible.
Yeah,
which
it fits that time frame.
It is what it is. Okay, so here's the thing. The chemistry between Rory and Dean up until this point, and especially in this episode, and y'all can disagree with me or agree with me, I think it's solid.
It's fine.
Alexis Bledel
think so.
and Jared Padalecki, they know how to they make it look like they kind of like each other and they're
Yeah,
into each
for
other.
sure.
Like there's chemistry there. I'm like, okay, this is feasible. This is possible.
Good casting. Good job.
Good casting.
Totally.
Good work. And so Rory scooches closer. So Lorelai leaves. She comes back with the popcorn, sees them on their own talking, and she's texted. She goes to the kitchen, and,
Good move.
which I think
Good
is the
idea.
anti-Emily, right? Emily would have barged
Yes.
in and been like,
Sit in between them
right.
and be like,
Yep.
have you ever been golfing?
right. you
You
should
need
go.
this kind of club. What are you doing with those?
You should go with Richard. It's going to be a great experience. We'll put a time in for Saturday. I'm getting really good at the voices of the show.
You are.
That's great. I know. Put that on my resume. That's $1 million not job that I cannot have.
That's not going to come into your announcing, is it?
No, but the audience. The audience and the announcing.
they would boo you.
Well, they wouldn't even know what I'm talking about. They're not probably Gilmore Girls people.
You were making my kids laugh, by the way, with your jokes.
Oh
at the
well,
beginning.
I'm funny sometimes. I can make it work. Okay, so Rory then realizes mom's not coming back. Gets up. I'll be right back.
Well, because Dean's scooting really close, and
Yeah.
she's just like, "Oh no, this
So
is gonna
she-
kiss me again."
She gets into the kitchen and says, she's like, basically, get back in there. Lorelai's
It's
like,
it's too much.
yeah. And she tells her, like, I said thank you. And Lorelai's response, well, that was very polite.
Well, I've said stupid stuff
Yeah.
after
Yeah.
kisses and things. Like,
Yeah.
it's not just Rory.
But I love Rory also says, I'm freaking out here. And I love it because it's Rory's full on. This is the one place she has no control. She doesn't have any knowledge, no understanding, doesn't have any, she can't do research on this.
She's just flustered and overwhelmed
Yeah.
by her feelings and the
Mm-hmm.
Dean.
So then she says, okay, you go to the bathroom, wash your face. I'll get in there, whatever. So we have the moment where Lorelai basically says, I'm back. And it kind of gives Dean a warning.
And this is the moment where I got real mad at Dean, and I finally remembered why, exactly what he said. Because she's like, okay, and she's like, oh, is this the talk? And that was like my red line moment. You don't talk to your girl's parents like that.
Well, I
Who
think,
do you think you are?
and I mean, Silvana, I don't know if you have a similar feeling or how you were with that.
I mean, I can't imagine a teenage boy having the balls to say that to
Yeah.
a
Right?
mom. I won't lie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I don't find that to be like the most realistic of things. But again, the show is both realism and not. So
Yeah. I think it's Dean trying to like show off or show himself to be a strong, like, oh, I can
yeah.
take you or whatever.
oh, it's this.
Yeah. Well, and I think he's also an outsider. Dean has not been in town.
Yeah.
He's the new kid. So in a lot of ways, he doesn't know how to act. He doesn't know what he's in for.
Mm-hmm.
He has no
From
indication.
Chicago.
He has no idea what Stars Hollow is like. And so he's just probably taking what he lived in Chicago and putting it on Lorelai and being like, oh, I can push her around.
Just think about if I were in my classroom and one of the 5th graders like went this direction with me,
Yeah.
like we're going out in the hallway.
Yeah. So he clearly doesn't know what he's doing, and I think he kind of figures that out because he does eventually, because she says like it's a very small weird place, all eyes are on you,
We love this girl.
and handle the lemons better. And he's like, what? He's like, whatever. And he says, I'm not going anywhere, and he says, I need you to not hate me.
At that point, I was like, because I'm breadlining against Dean at this point. So I'm like, well, make us not hate you.
Right. And I think I haven't watched episode 8 yet. Obviously, we'll watch it the next time we do this. But I have a feeling we start the downward trend with Dean at this point. And she says something weird, and I think
She's like, I want to.
she's I want to like you because Rory likes you, and I usually get what I want. Silvana, I don't know how you felt about that line. It felt off. And I didn't like it.
Yeah.
And I don't know why.
It's weird.
Yeah.
I mean, he knows that he has to be good with Rory's mom because there is no Rory right now without Lorelai.
Right.
Growing up when she's in college, it's different, but right now there is no Rory without Lorelai. I mean, for God's sakes, they have the same name.
Yeah.
So like he can recognize this,
Yeah.
but it's very much like Lorelai is channeling Emily in a more subtle way in this moment. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I want to like you.
I usually get
Rory
with my
likes
wife.
you, but you don't.
Yeah.
Well, I get what I want. So it's very much like a,
yeah, that is.
it
that is
doesn't
an Emily-
matter.
Yeah.
I will get what I want in the end.
Yeah, that is an Emily thing to do. You're actually right.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why it kind of took me out for a second because like, wait, where is it coming from? But
Her mother.
we've talked about this episode. We've kind of danced around it.
Mm-hmm.
That Lorelai is Emily in a lot of ways, and this is that moment in that one line where if you can imagine Emily Gilmore saying it, then
makes sense.
That makes sense. So,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, I usually get what I want. Okay, all right, Emily
Mm-hmm.
Gilmore. Here's the check. Get out of my house, please. And then they get another kiss, and I really like this moment. He says, "Thank you."
A little. It's sort of a cute little
I
thing.
love it so much.
It
It's
is cute.
fantastic. So then Rory goes to Lorelai. What's the matter? Are you okay? And she's like, I really wanted you to tell me about the kiss. And she says, I'm not mad. I just wanted to hear about it. She doesn't go with the I'm disappointed line, which I had forgotten about this.
Yeah.
So she does, I just wanted to hear about it. And so Rory is kind of walking away, but then she's like, okay. And then she tells her. And Lorelai's like, yeah, okay. And it just becomes that girl thing of the, oh my gosh, tell me, oh my. And she says, oh, that's a good idea. That's what Lane said. And so the balance that upset in the beginning of the episode is restored, but it's there's still that layer of like Rory has started to lie to her mother or not tell her mother the truth. And so that dynamic will be explored throughout the entire rest of the series as we go through all 7 seasons. I don't believe in the 7th season, but here we are anyway. We're going to keep talking about it. Okay, so there's the episode 7, Kiss and Tell. I think it's a pretty good one.
This honestly
Yes.
this might be my favorite.
Ooh.
I had fun.
Wow.
I usually like with the Emily stuff. I know she's a well-written character, but like
Yeah.
she just makes me upset. And at this episode, I did not feel upset. I had a great time throughout.
Yeah.
So I had the most fun. That's why I rate it so high.
I think for me, it's missing Emily Gilmore. Now, yes, we get her.
And it is missing Michelle though.
Michelle.
There's no Michelle.
Yeah, we don't get Michelle. And because she doesn't go to, so she calls the refrigerator repair people and then we don't get her going to work and getting a call to go
Suki
home.
comes to the house.
So Suki comes out. So
Michelle wouldn't come. He's like, I do not want to meet boyfriend.
I do not do work on refrigerators. I don't do. Just trying to sound like Dracula for a second there.
A little bit.
Wrong country.
Wrong country. Wrong place. Okay, so Silvana, what's your overall review?
10 out of 10 red vines.
Ooh, okay. 10 out of 10 red vines. Vicki?
I'm trying to think what object to put in there.
Mm.
For lack of more creative options, 10 out of 10, everything slices of pizza.
Oh, man, you stole
Perfect.
one. Pizza, okay. And then Vicki. I will say, if only because I really, again, I'm an Emily stan from the day till the day I die. I'm going to say 9 out of 10 rockers.
The green rocking
The
chair.
green
Oh,
rocking
yep.
chairs.
Forgotten rockers.
Yeah, Forgotten Rockers. Because I think that having some element of a visible Emily in this episode would have just been a little bit more fun. Would have topped the cake off with a cherry and whipped cream. But it's still a really strong episode. Again,
There's enough people trying to insert themselves into this relationship.
Yeah. This season so far has been really strong. I'm going to start keeping track of our ratings. I'm going to probably have to go back to the other episodes and track down how we're rating, and we'll come up with some averages. But yeah, it's so far seven episodes in. We're doing really well. I think we're strong. There's going to be some weak ones, but we got what we got. All right, episode 8 will be in 2 more weeks, and we may talk about when it comes to the summer. Doing a more regular bunch of episodes for a while. We'll see how we'll see how the scheduling shakes out. But for now, this has been the Gilmore Geeks. My name is Aaron.
My name's Vicki.
And Silvana.
And we will see you on the next episode.